evening and thanks for joining us. Police say a serious motor vehicle collision today has closed Highway 11 between Long Lac and Hearst. Few details have been released about the incident, although OPP did say in a release they expect the highway to remain closed for quite some time. The collision occurred around 1 p.m. Well, a 24-year-old man is in jail after Thunder Bay police were called to a fire on West Frederica Street. The blaze, which started around 3 a.m., caused minor damage to an apartment unit. Police said as a result of their investigation, a suspect has been charged with arson and mischief. He's going to be held pending a Monday court date. One of last year's major roads projects has come in over budget, and that will affect some of the road work planned for this year. The first stage of the Golf Links Road Corridor is nearly $900,000 higher than anticipated. The construction work included the widening of the road between the Harbour Expressway and Oliver Road. The project also included new traffic signals at Central Avenue, as well as sidewalks and an active transportation trail. The work was one of the largest single road contracts ever awarded. City Manager Tim Camiso says the extra costs are associated with the additional work near the Harbour Expressway intersection. Camiso says most projects come close to the estimated cost.
Some come in under budget, and when we have projects that come in under budget, we have what's called capital carry forward money. So it normally goes back to where it was, but in this case we can use that to offset this. I think there's also two projects that were tentatively planned in the 2014 budget that'll have to get probably delayed a year.
Road projects on Leslie Street and Brown Street will be pushed back. The revised budget for Phase 1 is now $7.8 million. Camiso doesn't expect similar overruns with Phase 2 of the project between Oliver Road and John Street. That's expected to get underway in the spring. Premier Gold has announced its plans to dig 2 open-pit gold mines in the Greenstone area, one in Bairdmore and one on the outskirts of Geraldton. As John Thompson reports, the Geraldton mine will have a deep impact on more people than just those who are employed there.
It's a bittersweet moment for Greenstone. The municipality's long-recessed communities are poised to become host to 2 premier gold mines by 2017, bringing a sweet 340 new jobs. The bitter chaser, one of those open-pit mines, will take a bite out of the town of Geraldton. 2 councillors live in the area slated for the mine, including Greenstone Deputy Mayor Bill Acid.
That's where I want to retire and spend the rest of my life, and now I have to move, so I guess you just have to face reality.
It's on lakefront. It's a very nice place, and I love living there, but I'm ready to give it up in a minute for progress.
The cost of that progress includes sacrificing half the golf course, the highway gas station, the OPP base built only 7 years ago, and this residential neighborhood, where Dale Randa and his wife Brenda are still building their dream retirement home.
We love the house. It actually functions very well for us, and we're very happy here.
When they began building in 2011, nearby mineral exploration that had been underway for 3 decades had yet to bear fruit. In 2012, they moved in, and the drills started shortly thereafter. That's when Brenda was diagnosed with cancer. The couple tended to her health for a year, and only weeks after she beat cancer, Premier announced the Randas had 2 years to move.
We were probably devastated, but you know, we also realized that this place, this area, this community have been in an economic struggle for probably 15 years. And really, in the end of the day, if we get to the point where we have to move so that this town can see the economic, boost of a mine, we've had to wrap our heads around the idea of, we're going to move.
The house is about 80% finished, all of which will have to be left behind. The Randas' thoughts are now turning to rebuilding the exact same house elsewhere, but there's no location in Geraldton quite like what they have now.
We can walk to the golf course. We're 2 minutes from the ski trail. We have a trail right across the road to walk our dog. This was the perfect retirement home. So, that part of it, that on top of the stress of having to build another one, that part of it, that emotional piece, I know it's going to be difficult for Premier, and it's difficult for us to figure out what's that worth to a person.
No one at Premier was available for an interview. Negotiations between the company and residents will begin this coming week. John Thompson, TBT News.
Within less than 2 weeks of the Good Roads meetings, Northwestern Ontario municipal leaders will convene to further discuss the energy supply and demand across the region. The Northwestern Ontario Municipal Association will meet with Energy Minister Bob Chiarelli as well as officials at Hydro One and the Ontario Power Authority. The Northwest has been critical of provincial projections of energy needs in the Ring of Fire, in the Red Lake region, and in Thunder Bay. Greenstone Mayor Ron Beaulieu says his area south of the Ring of Fire has immediate energy needs, not including projected mines in its municipal borders or future mines in the far north.
We need the 230 kV line from Nipigon to Greenstone, and then from Greenstone to our First Nation. So for us, that still remains a priority for any development in Greenstone. And at this point, I feel that we did get something where now we're going to have a chance again to sit down with the different parties at the table. The minister committed that we should get something going within the next 10 days.
Well, the results are in, and St. Ignatius is the city's best school according to the Fraser Institute. The school scored a 7.5 out of 10 on the annual rankings and tied for 133rd in the province. Hammersholt High School came in second with 6.6, followed by Sir Winston Churchill with a score of 6.3. The rankings are based on province-wide literacy and math tests under the Ontario Education Quality and Accountability Office. Finding summer employment is a key to future success, especially for students. And with that in mind, Lakehead University held its first ever summer jobs fair this past week. The university filled the Agora with 25 different employers from various markets. Some in attendance were engineering firms, government departments, and summer camps. According to LU staff, the summer job market in Thunder Bay is looking good. But it wasn't just summer employment that was available at the event. Some jobs for upcoming grads were also on the table. LU runs a job bank throughout the year for current and alumni students.
Matter of how much we could do, how many fairs we could actually organize and host. And we've always had our Lakehead University job bank, so everything went on there. But now we thought we should really try to make it more possible for more of a personal connection between the employers and the students rather than only utilizing the job bank.
I need a summer job. I want a summer job, so I just came to check out what's available. It's a lot of hard work, and obviously we're students. We don't get money thrown at us. So we definitely looking for a job is a priority.
The fair had a great response from students, bringing in hundreds throughout the day. Well, it's a one-stop shop for everything wedding related. The Thunder Bay Wedding Show had the parking lot packed at the Victorian, bringing in soon-to-be husbands and wives from all over to plan their big day. The 11th Wedding Show had over 70 exhibitors set up to allow people planning their wedding or just people who are curious to see what it's like. Some of the things available to look at or purchase were cakes, hotels, DJs, flowers, limos, and the ins and outs of makeup and styles. According to organizers at the event, the average wedding takes a year to plan. This event allows you to have everything at your fingertips to plan in one day.
You get an opportunity to come in and see what each vendor has, and there are a lot of vendors who are in the same industry, so you get an opportunity to speak with the experts and compare and sample. I mean, it's great to be able to go online and see the different exhibitors, but you can't taste a piece of cake online.
My wedding is in Whitewater, and it's everything I ever wanted. It's outdoors. I think it's going to be a perfect day, and I think that being here today has helped me to find everything that will make it perfect.
Before the show even began, there were 220 brides signed up for the event. It was all smiles at the Fort William Gardens as a transformation of ice allowed for the Northern Cheerleading Championships to take place. 20 teams showed up to showcase the skills they have learned and mastered over the season. The season begins in September and ends in May, and in the span, these girls and boys master high-flying acrobatics. Each team went out and performed a 2.5-minute routine to impress the rather large crowd at the event. Even some teams from outside of Thunder Bay braved the cold weather to participate in the sport they love.
It is a very tough sport. It takes a lot of practice, a lot of hours in the gym, learning how to dance, how to tumble, how to stunt properly and safely. So making sure that the girls are nice and strong is really helpful.
My family's done it, and I think it's just fun for me because I have so much energy, and then I can just go and cheerlead, and I'm with all of my friends, and it's just so much fun.
I like that it's really fun and competitive, and you can be athletic in a fun way.
we don't have very much to do in our town, so it's nice to have something fun for competitive.
The team that won the high school category was Churchill, and the junior category was won by Pope John Paul.